have enough seats for everyone. And please come, even at some of these closer in tables. Sometimes there's only a couple people at a table. I'm Dr. Cheryl Peters, and I'm Executive Director of the Honors College, and so thrilled to welcome you today to this event to just celebrate and relax and party and laugh and enjoy. This has been such a tough week with students having exams, and we had 2 very long graduation ceremonies the other day. And it's just always, you need a lot of energy to get through these graduation weeks. But at any rate, I want to welcome you to this event. And I want to keep it short so that we can really focus on students. This event is about students and the things that they have done. So I will first of all, though, introduce Dr. Norma Perez, who is our Vice Chancellor of Instruction, who will then introduce our Chancellor. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Cheryl. I want to welcome you again to this special event for our honors students. Let me tell you a little bit about the Chancellor before I ask him to come up. And bear with me, because I know that Dr. Peters said we're going to try to keep this short, but I couldn't let this time pass without me saying some things about our Chancellor. A nationally recognized leader in the engineering and manufacturing industry, Dr. Cesar Maldonado transitioned to a leadership role in higher education in 2008. Today, he serves as the 8th Chancellor of the nation's 5th largest community college, leading a system that stretches over nearly 700 square miles in the nation's 4th largest city and serves more than 81,000 students each year at 22 locations. During his 9 years as Chancellor, Dr. Maldonado has overseen the establishment of 15 centers of excellence in technical education. He managed the building of new campuses and created partnerships with numerous four-year universities. Because of his leadership and HCC's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board recognized HCC as a STAR Award recipient. You guys remember that, the 2 years that we struggled as an institution, but we did very well because of his leadership. Recently, HCC was honored as a national honoree in student services for the college's virtual lobby initiative, and then by Forbes Advisor as one of the top 10 workforce colleges in Houston, in the nation. So Dr. Maldonado's vision to embrace Houston's future has led the creation of a resiliency center of excellence and an ongoing partnerships with many of the nation's top companies, including Adobe, Apple, Audi, CVS Health, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, and Microsoft. He's also forged strong partnerships with the Texas Workforce Commission and NGOs like Baker Ripley. During his tenure, HCC successfully navigated the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on colleges' decennial reaffirmation of accreditation with no recommendations, a notable accomplishment. HCC also received the prestigious Bellwether Award for the college's entrepreneur initiatives, which have helped more than 7,800 small businesses, including minority and women-owned companies. Dr. Maldonado actively engages with the Texas legislature to help improve higher education policy that serves the best interests of the state. He often testifies on matters such as dual credit, transferability of students, community college finance, and community college finance. He has been a strong proponent of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, which enhances opportunities for students. Most recently, this past Tuesday, in the Texas House of Representatives chamber, State Representative Mary Ann Perez, former HCC trustee, by resolution recognized our chancellor. This esteemed acknowledgement commended Dr. Maldonado for his service to Houston Community College, the city of Houston, and the state of Texas. Let's give him a round of applause for this award. Not yet, Chancellor. Chancellor Cesar Maldonado was also recently selected to receive the Phi Delta Kappa Honor Society Shirley B. Gordon Award of Distinction, an award he received because he was nominated by our HCCS students. He will be inducted into the Texas Hall of Honor for Presidents for the Texas region of Phi Delta Kappa. Dr. Maldonado's North Star has always been student success. Under his leadership, HCC reduced the average time to graduation for first-time college students by more than a year, a 30% decrease. Over the same period, HCC has increased the college level achievement for first-year students in reading by 15% to 68%, in writing from 48% to 63%, and in math from 27% to 39%. Successes such as these don't just happen. They are the product of careful planning and foresight, and leadership that brings a large institution together to accomplish amazing tasks. He will say it was his team. However, it was his leadership that led and motivated his team to make these things happen because he provided the vision. He will be leaving us in August to climb higher mountains, but HCC, the entire region, will benefit from his leadership for years to come. And I can tell you, not only myself, but my colleagues, he will be greatly missed. Students and guests, help me welcome Dr. Cesar Maldonado.
Thank you for that very, very kind introduction. And it is the team. The vision that I have aligns with the mission of the institution. And any organization that I've led, whether it's in the private sector, with an engineering company, a manufacturing company, every minute of the day, my focus was on the mission of that organization. That's how I was able to move from industry to higher ed. I believed in the mission. I believed in the product of what we do day in and day out. And so long as you keep that in mind, no matter what you're leading, you'll be successful. But I want to talk to you about leadership. Some of you are embarking on a journey outside of HCC at the end of this semester. Some of you are remaining with HCC. This message is for both of you. I want to talk to you a little bit about someone who I got to meet very briefly when he spoke at a conference I was attending, the late Warren Bennis, and he was a scholar in leadership. And he studied leadership all his life. He was the president of the University of Cincinnati for a few years, and he was really intrigued on the difference in leaders that he had working in the university. So he went to some Ivy League schools and started to study at the very beginning of all of the theories on leadership. He was there. And what made leaders different? What was it about them or their beliefs or their studies? But he has a seminal work in where he argues that there's a pervasive unconscious conspiracy against achieving your leadership potential. I'm talking about your leadership, each one of you students. This conspiracy, it's not deliberate. There's no people walking around with placards protesting your leadership. but it's rather a complex web of cultural norms, institutional restrictions. You're going to go to universities and companies that have all of these rules and regulations that you might feel from time to time are constraining you and keeping you from being all that you can be. There's personal behaviors around work, around school that might hit you the same way, might affect you the same way. And even though Warren Bennis published this book, Why Leaders Can't Lead, The Unconscious Conspiracy Continues, in 1989, it applies today in the 21st century just as much as it applied back then. So I'm going to give you some hints so you don't have to be fearful of this conspiracy that's out there that's going to come get you in your role as leaders. And remember these hints, these pathways, and you're going to be phenomenal leaders. You already are leaders. We just need to be sure that you stay in that role. They're not secrets, they're things you already know. Embrace lifelong learning is the first one. One of the most crucial aspects of leading is, in the 21st century, is the ability to adapt and learn continuously. We use this phrase lifelong learning and so often that it kind of loses its meaning. The world around us is changing very rapidly. I just prepared a video for a colleague that was retiring from a school board in South Texas. He and I served together for a decade on this school board. I resigned from the school board to come here to live in Houston and be chancellor at Houston Community College. And in the video, I recognized his length of service, and he started a couple years after I did in 2005, 2 years before the iPhone. How different times were back then, and how rapidly things started to change after the iPhone. With artificial intelligence coming at us, it's going to change even faster. In your lifetime, you're going to see tremendous changes in education, in industry, in medicine. Name a field, you're going to see it because of artificial intelligence. So whether it's through formal education or online self-directed learning or seminars, stay current with what's going on around you. Stay curious. Ask yourself why things work the way they work, and is that the way they should work? I tell students staying current is reading about 150 pages a day. Newspaper, articles dealing with your studies, memos, in my role, memos that I get, reports that I get, preparing for board meetings. Trustee Robert Glazer is here today sharing some time with us and volunteers his time to put in the type of effort that I put in. And I think 150 pages a day is probably an underestimate of what it takes to stay current. Embrace lifelong learning. Next, develop emotional intelligence. And what does that mean, right? We live in a complicated world. We have a lot of friends. All of our friends and our family members move through life at a different pace. We have to be patient if we're going to learn from them and want them to learn from us. Self-awareness, self-management, empathy, social awareness, relationship management. It's a lot of work to develop a friendship, and it's even harder to keep a friend. My 44-year-old daughter, my wife reminds me, I get the ages mixed up because they're all so young to me, my children. And my grandson William's here with us today. She works very hard to keep friends that she had when she was in college. She graduated in 1999 from Texas A&M, and then she went to UT Law School. It's a lot of work, even to just put together an email to let her friend know what's going on in her life. Developing emotional intelligence, you can create those strong connections and keep them. So have empathy, Put yourself in other people's shoes. Not everyone knows what you know, and it's okay to disagree. Building that emotional intelligence will allow you to make better decisions and, more importantly, handle difficult decisions. So that's the second hint, the second thing to keep in mind. The third is overcome fear of failure. It's a significant barrier that holds many of us back. It keeps us from reaching our full potential. This is part of that unconscious conspiracy. Embrace the idea that failure is natural. It's very hard to do if you're an honor student, isn't it? It's a natural part of growing and learning. Instead of fearing it, seeing it as an opportunity to learn and become stronger. And when faced with a setback, analyze what went wrong, learn from it, and use that knowledge to improve the next decision you make. I've been doing that all my life. Not everything that we do works. There's a lot of accolades I'm receiving that my team receives for the things that are working. We try many things before we get it right, and that's okay. So fear of failure is something that you should dispense with quickly in order to maintain your leadership mindset. And tackle the imposter syndrome. You know, many of us think that we don't belong where we are, that our abilities are overestimated, that we're not as competent as people believe us to be. But maybe we are. It's okay to feel like you're an imposter for a moment. Am I really this good? Yeah, you are. Now, don't show off about it, but believe that your achievements and experiences have prepared you for the challenges and you'll be able to meet them. So get rid of that imposter syndrome. Trust your abilities and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you get stuck. Seek a mentor, a colleague, a classmate that might have an expertise. When I was working on my doctorate, one of my classmates, she was from Mexico, was an expert in statistics. I thought I was pretty good. And as good as I was, she was better. And when I got stuck on some statistical analysis from my research, I went and asked her. But I didn't just want her to do it for me. I wanted to learn from her. And we still keep in touch many years later. And me going to her and seeking her as a mentor helped me develop a relationship that brought me to be an adjunct professor at Monterey Tech and teach systems to those students through my connection with her. She's a professor there now. Leverage technology. I talked about the iPhone earlier and artificial intelligence. You live in a wonderful time where all of these new things are going to be coming at us. Be comfortable with technology. Embrace it. Don't be afraid of artificial intelligence. Let's figure out how we can use it to better humanity, how we can better produce products, be healthier, have safer environments by embracing artificial intelligence. All of those tools, and that's not the only tool that's available to us. And build a diverse network. Number 6, build a diverse network. The more disparate ideas, visions, thoughts that you get into as input to make a decision will make the decision better. The world is more interconnected than it's ever been, and it's going to get even more interconnected than it is today. Actively seek those connections with individuals from different backgrounds and different industries. Some of you that travel to Universidad de las Americas in Puebla got to hear a lecture from a professor in mechanical engineering. And his lecture was on the work he was doing with an artificial heart valve. This is a mechanical engineer that's working on physiology in the human body. Disciplines are interconnected. We don't work in silos anymore. And one of you asked him, well, what else are you doing? So he puts up a slide of a rugby team, and he's working on uh, modeling when, I think it's called the scuttle, when they drop the ball and the players lunge for the ball, and he's studying how to better perform in that environment. Mechanical engineer that's creating a heart valve and also studying sports on rugby. Fascinating. And he's doing it because of his connections. He's got a colleague that's connected with medicine, a colleague that's connected with sports. By working with them, he comes up with new ideas and fields that you wouldn't imagine. You live in that space. You're going to get to do that. So build that network of diversity. And finally, number 7, cultivate resistance. The path to leadership is often filled with challenges and obstacles. Developing resilience will help you navigate these difficulties with grace and determination. Learn to accept change, be flexible, and maintain a positive attitude, even in the face of adversity. So, 7 things that you need: embrace lifelong learning, develop emotional intelligence, overcome the fear of failure, tackle the imposter syndrome, leverage technology, build a diverse network, and cultivate resilience. So you're leaders today, and you are the leaders of tomorrow. And if you keep those 7 things in mind, your leadership will be filled with excitement, prosperity, and fun. So I wish you the best. Thank you for allowing Houston Community College to be in your life and help you in your journey. I want to ask Trustee Glazer to come up and say a few words. He was kind enough to take time out of his Saturday to come watch us and help us celebrate. Trustee Glazer was on the Board of Trustees that hired me, so he was here at the beginning of my tenure, and it's fitting we're here together as I move on to my next phase of whatever it is I'm going to do, but I'm going to continue to be engaged with students, and I'm going to continue to lead by applying these 7 principles. I now ask you to help me welcome Trustee Robert Glazer.
Thank you. So who do I bring back up when I leave, or you got it covered? I don't know how to follow that. I really don't. And what the chancellor has spoken about, his 7 points, please take those to heart. I don't know how to add on that. I can expound on some of it, but he really hits the point. I hope that you guys, the fact that you're here at this point in your life means you're already receptive to constructive ideas that he's brought to the table. The only overarching thing I could add to that is what still amazes me every day, especially when I'm able to speak to folks like you guys and where you're at in life. I can't convey the perspective of age. I just hit the age where I can now call the government and ask for a retirement check. And to look back at folks your age, and I remember, I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but I can remember when I was at your age, and I was at University of Texas, and when the chancellor talks about one of his points, meeting other folks and making a network. I had no idea of the network at that time of the folks, just the folks in my dorm room. I went to the University of Texas when it was easy to get into the University of Texas. And I think back and I think of just some of the folks that were on the floor in my dorm, and just normal, kids like myself, and just getting through life and experiencing life. And I look at where they're at now, and I'm just amazed. I mean, there's physicians and attorneys and judges and engineers, people of remarkable accomplishment that I was just rooming with on a floor. And I can't convey to you where you will be when you're my age and you look around and you'll think back and look at all the things that I've done or your colleagues have done. You have no idea where they are. You hear about things. I mean, when the chancellor talked, when Dr. Perez gave a list of accolades. You probably think that's just impossible to do. How can the chancellor, a one person sitting here in a suit and tie, get up here with a resume like that, and you're in the room with somebody? You think, how can somebody do that in one lifetime? Well, a lot happens in a life. An awful lot happens between the age that you're at now and the age that I'm at. An awful lot. Twice more life than you've experienced so far, basically. And it's just amazing what you can do. And again, I'll go back to just try and embrace the concept of the perspective. And when people like me, senior folks stand here and tell you about their lives and what they've done and all the things, try and grasp the fact that you'll be at that point one time in your life, and you'll look back and you'll look. So when people convey these things to you, take their word for it. They've been the path you have not been on yet, and they've experienced it, and they're conveying to you what they want you to see because they know how exciting it is for you. We all know we'd like to be back in college again and just do, if we knew half of what we know now, the paths that we just might have taken. And all we can do is convey some of those ideas to you. So when you do have choices, think about them. Embrace the perspective that you've been given by folks, at my point in the timeline. And, you don't have to take it all literally, but take a little bit and just think, maybe all those folks aren't crazy. Maybe their perspective has some value. And the technology, again, the lifelong learning concept. I mean, it's amazing how things are changing, and you really have to stay malleable. You have to bend. You have to adjust. And when I think of folks that don't, I think of stagnation. My boy told me one time he went to college in New York, and he went and he did his share of bar hopping. He somehow succeeded anyway, and he went back. He took his wife back to New York for a trip not too long ago, and it's probably about a 10-15 year gap since the time he'd been there, maybe longer. And he walked into a bar that he had been in, and he said, it looks identical to what it was 15 years ago. It was the same people working there. They were just older. It was almost like some type of movie or some type of story. You don't want to be that person. You can't be that person in this life. You need to adjust. You need to change. You need to look back and go, I was that then, but I'm this now. And I hope that you guys embrace all that and take the excitement and everything that's gotten you to this point in life. You're in a group of folks that most people are not in a group of, and you need to take advantage of that. Don't take for granted a minute the folks you are surrounded by and all the diversity and accomplishment that they have done and that they will do, and that you're fortunate enough to be connected to them. So those are your lateral connections. Folks like me and the chancellor, those are your vertical connections on the timeline, and they really make a difference. And don't discount that. I don't. I look back and now I think about some of the folks, when I was young and these old folks told me stuff. And now it all kind of makes sense. But I had to get here to figure it out because I wasn't that bright. You guys are. Take it in and leverage that along with the points that Chancellor, very valuable points that Chancellor made. And you will really move that needle on the yield of your potential. And I look forward to it. That's why I serve, to see people like you advance. I joke with folks that when I get old, people like you are going to be making decisions about my life. I'll be retired. I won't have, autonomy like I'd like to have, and I put in my faith in you guys, and that's all I can do. So I wish you the best. Today's a day of celebration, and I celebrate with you, and I'm very this is a celebratory time of year, Chancellor. I mean, we go to graduations, and it's all. In my work, we don't do a lot of celebrating. We do more like, workouts. It's like we got to get this stuff done. We don't sit around and celebrate the accomplishments. And it's fortunate to be able to come to an event like this and celebrate with you guys. So I just wish you the best of luck. And again, Houston Community College will always be here for you. Never hesitate to, reach back and ask for any type of assistance, guidance. And hopefully the school will reach out to you in the other way and ask for you to provide assistance and guidance because you're now becoming valuable assets to the community. And for that, part of being an asset means you give back. And you will be the folks in the future that will be giving back. So that's the part of the community I'm hoping to see too. So thank you very much for your time. I don't even know who comes up next. I don't know. So all right. Well, I'm getting out of the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Glazer. I should have told you earlier, but now I don't have to say we're going to have lunch in 15 minutes because we are going to have lunch right now. I want everyone to know that there are vegetarian options on this buffet, and so there should be something there that you would enjoy eating and you're able to eat and that you will like. So there'll be I don't know if we need a organized plan or not for, we can just start with these tables that are over here first, and if maybe you, 6 tables, this is not a served lunch, this is a buffet lunch, okay? So if we can kind of move from here over, let's start going up there soon and bring your food to the table, okay?
Ooh, I see you every time. I know my I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So I say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh oh oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, yeah. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. And you just beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. You make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So I say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh oh oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh oh oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, When you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I know I fucked up. I'm just a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Guess I'm a quitter while you're out there drinking. I'm just here thinking about where I should have been. I've been lonely, yeah. Water pouring down from the ceiling. I knew this would happen. Still hard to believe it. Maybe I'm dramatic. I don't wanna see me. I don't wanna panic. I'm a sad girl in this big world. It's a mad world. All of my friends know what's happened. You're a bad thing. I know I fucked up. I'm just a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Guess I'm a quitter while you're out there drinking. I'm just here thinking about where I should have been. I've been lonely, yeah. Now I'm in the bathtub crying. Think I'm slowly sinking. Bubbles in my eyes now. Maybe I'm just dreaming.
Now I'm in the sad club, just tryna get a back rub. I'm a sad girl in this big world. It's a mad world. All of my friends know what's happened. You're a bad thing. I know I fucked up. I'm just a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Guess I'm a quitter while you're out there dreaming. We used to be together every day together, always. I really feel I'm losing my best friend. I can't believe this could be the end. It looks as though you're letting go. And if it's real, well, I don't want to know. Don't try to hide it, life was no disguise. I see the fire burning in your eyes. Only when I'm dancing can I feel this free. At night, I lock the doors where no one else can see. I'm tired of dancing here all by myself. Tonight, I wanna dance with someone else. Get into the
little respect now. Even just a little bit. Ooh, right now. Just a little bit, just a little respect for me. Right now. Well, now, in the vibration, hey,
Summertime
keep it hot,
and the living is easy.
real hot.
Fish are jumping
Jump, jump,
and the cotton is high.
real high. Hey,
Oh, your daddy's
got
rich
money,
and your mama good looking.
looking like a 10 come again.
So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Not shed, not tear, I'm here.
One of these mornings,
Rise up, rise.
you're gonna rise up singing,
Let me know the no.
and you'll spread your wings as you take to the sky.
Rising to the sky so high.
But till that morning, there'll be nothing to harm you.
Can't harm ya, no. Summertime taking it slow.
With mama and papa standing by.
Looking out for me, keep me company.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry, don't you cry.
Well, I known her since I was a little youth. She always told the truth, who rockin' in a booth. Yo, found her in a cage, put a key in a lock. Open up and watch her fly high with the flock. Summertime is hot, real hot in the city. Gotta be smart, real thought. Are you with me? Living in the Babylon, originally interesting. Now we need protection. Gotta
Oh,
place
one
your
of these
rest.
mornings,
Hear the youth, the earliest to rise.
there'll be nothing to harm you.
The family ties, you know my size. Just look into my eyes.
With mama and papa standing by.
They be looking out for me, keep me company.
Oh, don't you cry. Don't you cry.
No stress in your brain. You got to try your
Don't you
maintain.
cry. Don't you cry.
You ever want something that you know you shouldn't have? The more you know you shouldn't have it, the more you want it. And then one day, you get it. It's so good to you. But it's just like my girl. When she's around me, I just feel so good. So good. But right now, I just feel cold. So cold. Right down to my bones. Cause
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
single generation. We have been told it can't be done. But you know it ain't no vacation. Well, just because you have seen the sun. Hey, I started every conversation with positivity and glee. Well, then I had that revelation. Well, that many of us are not free. No, road is long, but we carry on. We sing a song cause we very strong. We know that Babylon is searching for the bottom line. Dollar signs blind us, man, now listen. I feel the strength of my ancestors. They had to move off of their land. I know the spirits, they have blessed us. Even though the system has its plan. Y'all know what the system is, what they don't know though. We've been listening, what you know about the world we've been living in. All the greed and corruption is sickening, but we can rise above it all if we stay creative and do what we love. Doesn't matter if it's winter, summer, spring or fall. If we can truly come together, that's enough. I'm telling you, the road is long, but we carry on. We sing a song cause we very strong. We know that Babylon is searching for the bottom line. The dollar signs are blind as man, now listen. Hey, I feel the strength of my ancestors. They had to move up of the land. I know the spirits, they have blessed us, blessed us.
was doomed from the get-go. You thought that it was special, special, but it was just the sex though, and I still hear the echo. I got a feeling that it's time to let go. Let it go. Seasons change, but our love will grow. Feed the flames, 'cause we can't let go. Run away, make a run in circles. glitter is gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven.
You are the flame in my heart. You light my way in the dark. You are the ultimate star. You pick me up from above. Your unconditional love takes me to paradise. I belong to you, and you belong to me too. You make my life complete. You make me feel so sweet. You make me feel so divine. Your soul and mine are entwined. Before you, I was blind. But since I opened my eyes, and with you, there's no disguise. So I could open up my mind. I always loved you from the start, but I could not figure it out that I had to do it every day. So I put away the fight, and now I'm gonna live my life, giving you the most in every way. Oh, I belong to you, and you belong to me too. Oh, you make my life complete. You make me feel so sweet. Oh, yeah, I belong to you, and you belong to me too. You make my life complete. You make me feel so sweet. Oh, yeah. Oh.
We are young, we're unclean. Keep our teeth nice and clean. See our friends, see the sights, feel alright. We wake up, we go out, smoke a fag, put it out. See our friends, see the sights, feel alright. I will like you. I can't be sure of the sin as she turns. We are strange in our worlds. Now we're young, we could buy, can't go mad, and good time. Sleep around if we like, but we're alright. Got some cash, bought some wheels, took it out, crossed the fields, lost control, hit a wall, but we're alright. I will like you.
I have a brief announcement. There was a phone left in the women's restroom. And so is anyone missing a phone? Anyone here missing a phone? Well, we'll probably end up, I don't know, it's possible somebody in campus management or something, but I just wanted to see. Oh, here we go. Okay, folks, get ready, fasten your seatbelts. It's time for us to talk about our wonderful graduates. And I just want to say briefly, we will be doing a lot of things in this little segment of recognizing the graduates. Each director will come up. We're going to do it in alpha order from Central, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, and Southwest. Those directors will come up and tell something about their program, and then we will begin to call the students up to the stage to accept their certificates. So while the directors are talking, it's fine for me if we gather the group. But if the group wants to come up and stand, here on the side, that's fine also. So and then Chancellor, I would like, because our photographer is here, as each student is presented with his or her certificate, even though I understand this is a no-touch graduation seasons where we're not shaking hands or stuff like that. Trustee Glazer, the same for you, if you would like to come and be in the picture with the chancellor and the student receiving the certificate. And one other special gift for those of you who had the great privilege of traveling to UDLAP in Puebla, Mexico. The chancellor, who's always had a great interest in photography, has put together a photo album of our experiences there. And he is giving as a gift to each of the students who had a chance to travel a copy of this book. So it's here on the back table, and we will also hand you that if you traveled. There are enough of these books here for each lounge to also have a travel book that can live in the lounge, so that as the students are thinking about where next year travel will be, whatever, there will be the pictures. So without further ado, Dr. Rangel, we'll call him to the stage and he will introduce his students.
So this perhaps will be me at my most maudlin. I'm going to talk about my graduates, but I want to talk about my job, which will allow me to better talk about who they are and what we do. My job, and I'm going to describe it in three facets. First, my job is crazy. I have no administrative assistant, and I do travel planning. I plan conferences. The top 3 finalists in the public speaking competition are all here today. I plan our trip to conferences. I plan the Model Arab League conference. And I do that all for lots of reasons. And some of that craziness is about concern for students. Clark Horak came to me about graduation, and I answered a question for him, and it was my pleasure to do that. It's a lot of stuff to do. By sponsoring the Model Arab League conference, my students got to participate for free, and here today, Natalia Pinto is one of the few community college students in the country to be recognized in Model Arab League. We are the first community college to ever host the Model Arab League conference, a relationship that the U.S. Arab Bilateral Chamber of Commerce wants to maintain. My job is hard. I have students come to my office in tears with often good reasons. This week, I had someone dealing with traumatic immigration issues. Some people deal with traumatic issues in their family. There are lots of issues related to money. And this is hard for me because I, believe it or not, am an introvert. It's hard for me to shake hands and kiss babies. But I do that probably for this last reason, because my job is amazing. Ensicon Ukpana recently told me she got a full ride to Emerson, and I kind of lost it. Josue Canaza, who cannot be here today, got to participate, and he's the first community college student ever in a joint program between Caltech and UCLA. Melissa, who is not graduating, you might have seen her yesterday at graduation. She sang the national anthem. She performed at Carnegie Hall this semester. My students do incredible things, and I would go through everything I do as hard as my job is for them. I love them, and this has all been worth it. So a little bit more. Sometimes my job is about other things, legacy. I want the students to go away from their time here to promote the Honors College, to promote their legacy. But it's not just my legacy. So this should be about my students. It's a little bit about me, but I also want to talk about Dr. Peters. As many of you may know, Dr. Peters is poised to retire. So we've attended a number of conferences this year, and the other directors and I, it occurred to us we could do our own conference. And I also thought this would probably be a good opportunity to create something of a legacy for Dr. Peters. So, I'll open the gift bag. We are sponsoring a conference, the first annual Dr. Cheryl Peters Honors College Student Conference, forever carrying her name. It'll just be us Honors College students and directors, and I couldn't think of a better way to honor her. Thank you, Dr. Peters. Now, if my students could kindly come on up. Wendy, I still see you seating. Come on, all of you. So you guys have all been looking at the slides, so hopefully you figured out what order you're about to go in. Gonna go since their names are up there. Thank you, Dr. Williams. So y'all ready? Oh, did you organize yourselves in alphabetical order? I'm impressed. Oh, wait, no, you didn't. Clark's at the end. No, they didn't. Clark's at the end. Horak is not at the end of the alphabet. Jennifer Onyenwu, come on up. Josue Canaza, could not be here today, but note the thing at the top. That's what I just mentioned. He received the Richard Morgan Fellowship awardee at UCLA Caltech, the first community college in the country, or a student to ever receive that. Angel. Clark. I wish Khalil. Sonia Pena. Aliapito. Oh, not to Mexico, no. Abiatu. Wendy Silva. Tracy Tang. And Sakana Kwana. Thank you all.
Good morning, everyone. Afternoon, still stuck in the morning. My name is Carolyn Cross, and I'm the director of the Honors College at Northline. And I have the distinct pleasure of celebrating our inaugural class, the first class to come through the Honors College at Northline. I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to you all for a job well done. I know you all have worked hard and sacrificed a lot to achieve the things that you are now being recognized for. And so I thank you, Ariana, Ben, Kimberly, Darcy, Yahara. I thank you genuinely from the bottom of my heart for allowing me to serve you all. Your hard work and your commitment to excellence, because you all are a big part of why HCC Honors College Northline is thriving. You all will live forever as the first class to matriculate and graduate from this program. I also want to extend my warmest congratulations to the family and friends of our honorees, because the encouragement and support you have given our scholars have allowed them to excel in their respective studies, and I know that you all are feeling very proud of their achievements. So, Ariana, Ben, Kimberly, Darcy, and Yahara, as you transition from the Honors College to your respective academic journeys, I want to talk to you all about your excellence. I want to press and continue to let you know to continue to walk in your excellence. I firmly believe that whatever that you do in excellence. If you want to go work at HEB and push carts, you do that in excellence. If you want to go to Rice University, you do it in excellence, all that you do. So as you embark on your new journey, I want to remind you all to practice and walk in excellence. So what does it mean to excel? Excellence is being able to become the best of what you can be. It does not mean to aim for perfection. Pursuing excellence means doing your best and going the extra mile in everything that you do. It means putting quality in your work and always aiming to do even a better job the next time. It also means enjoying what you do and having the commitment and passion to pursue whatever you want to achieve. The beauty of walking in excellence is that walking in excellence is an open thing. Excellence is not just tied to academics. Anyone can strive for excellence. You do not have to compete with other people to qualify for academic excellence or to become a good leader. You only have to beat the bad attitudes and practices that prevent you from becoming your best. You only have to beat laziness, procrastination, indifference, defeatism, and a closed mind that cannot dream. But excellence always entails hard work and making sacrifices to achieve something great. There is no single path to excellence. All of you all's journeys will be different. Nobody will have the same journey. So coming from various backgrounds, capabilities, abilities, and talents, you must take your own path. At times, that path may be short and easy, but there will be moments when your road to excellence or success will appear hard and sometimes impossible to accomplish. But whatever path and whatever difficulties you encounter, keep moving and keep your sight on your goal. Remember to believe in yourself, set your heart and your mind no matter what stumbling blocks come along the way. As you remain committed towards achieving your goal, no matter what setbacks you encounter, then you are bound for success. Ariana, Ben, Kimberly, Darcy, Yahara, I am extremely proud of you five. Please live your life to the fullest, knowing that we pass this way only once and that life is very precious. Make it a meaningful life. Dream big, set goals, help others, and aim high to make a difference in this world. Take risks and do not be afraid to fail. Push yourself to the level that you've never been pushed before. Stay focused and work hard on achieving your goals. Congratulations to the Fab Five. So y'all can come on down and come get your award, your certificates. Y'all can come on this side. Come on this side. Oh, you put a stand right there. Perfect. Oh, no, no. First, Darcy Dubon. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this together. Ariana Jackson. Woo! Kimberly Odeles Martinez. Yahara Martinez. And certainly, last but not least, Benjamin Wachaku. And I'd like to introduce, oh, Dr. Brandon Williams, you're next. I'm sorry. That was Tony. Come on down.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's great to see many of the people whom I met on the trip to Mexico and have only recently been able to see a few more times. So I'm going to be very brief here. I've enjoyed this year in the Honors College. This has been my first year as director of the Honors College, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been fun because of my students who helped me along the way. We've done a lot of fun stuff. We've been to the Symphony Orchestra, Houston Grand Opera, museums all over town. We've had fun movie nights, just all sorts of stuff. But what I've really enjoyed the most is getting to know the students that I work together with in the Honors College. Okay, I'm going to talk to the graduating six, and I've kind of lost track of where you're sitting. But I initially thought that I might address you individually here, but I didn't want to embarrass you. I decided that would be a bad idea. So collectively, I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you. Being my first year in the Honors College, you made it so much easier for me. It could have been way worse, trust me. And so the first years have you to thank for a lot of the good times that they've experienced. Secondly, I just want to say how much I respect and appreciate your maturity, your ability to rise to challenges, your ability to think about the future and what you want to accomplish. You guys have impressed me so much over this year, and I just want to say that I appreciate you for that. So I congratulate you today. Actually, I'm not congratulating you on what you have achieved at HCC. I want to congratulate you on your futures. You've been congratulated yesterday, you've been congratulated today on what you have achieved, and it's all significant and very important. But I want to look forward and say, congratulations on who you will become, because I have every faith in my heart that you guys are going to achieve great things. You'll go through ups, you'll go through downs, and trust me, there will be the downs. Okay, we've heard about that earlier today. But I have every confidence that you guys are going to get through to the other side of those downs, be able to achieve, be able to enjoy the adventures that lie on the other side. So congratulations on that. If you want to come up, let's get your names called. Oh, yeah. All right. You guys lined up? All right. First, we have Rowan Aljoni. Valentina Buffoni. Karen Eskendon. Elias Lilienfield. Tuba Qureshi. And finally, Nguasin Tor.
It's a pleasure to be here today. My name is Dr. Holland. I'm the director at the Southeast Campus. Part of the reason, oh, thank you. Part of a reason that it's such a pleasure to be here, and I see my students walking over to join us on the stage, is that not only are they academically inclined toward excellence, these are all very wonderful people. They have huge hearts, they have amazing energy, and there is just a sense of warmth that comes with working with them. So, for example, they are known to leave little notes for each other if they notice one can need some encouragement. These are things that they do on their own without my asking. They also organize a lot of events in the lounge and bring food to share. And they're very close and they make trips to Galveston. They're looking out for one another, and it is such a pleasure to work with this group in particular. We've had fun going to the Alley Theater to see Pulitzer-winning play Seascape by Edward Albee. We've gone to the Butterfly Center, and we were going to go to see another play, but we have such amazing discussions in class. We got started talking about the universe, and so they want to go to the planetarium and have that wonderful feeling of looking out into space and thinking about all of that wonderful sense of possibility. In addition to that, they are very fun to learn with, and I say with because I learn just as much from them as they learn from me. But they are so much fun that when we are learning about, for example, dance in Mexico, Amy is teaching us how to dance. So we got to get up and dance in class. In addition, we learned about the butterfly migration, and she wore butterfly wings to class. And we have also come together and shared. I'm going to try really hard not to cry because this is a wonderful group of people that I know that you are going to contact me in the future, and they will be sustaining and helping the current students at Southeast because they are that wonderful as a group. And I also want you to know that I will always remain a support for you. So, on that note, Marcela Blanco. Hold on. Amy Merker. Catherine Leva Flores. Maria Gallegos. And Andrew Sensoris. Giselle Guzman.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. N. Thank you. We love you too. I feel like a rock star. Anyway, I am thrilled to be here with you this afternoon to introduce the mighty Southwest cohort of the Honors College. Our students represent truly the diversity of cultures that you find here in Houston. We have students from Afghanistan, El Salvador, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Vietnam, and of course, the American South. We are truly a United Nations. So the conversations we've had over the past 2 years can attest to the fact that equity, inclusion, and understanding do not come easily. Having one shared language in a cohort of many can sometimes make it difficult to communicate, to make our meanings clear, and to explain our experiences and our histories. So these wonderful young people are navigating a world of immense technological growth. And just so you know, ChatGPT didn't write any of this, okay? I wrote this. Okay. They are also learning to understand each other as human beings, groping with ideas within themselves that may be completely incomprehensible to someone else. So from man's search for meaning to women's quest for equality, they have had passionate debates and absolutely maddening conversations where they were often speaking 2 different languages while still using English to try to make themselves heard. They weren't always successful, okay? And so sometimes I had to intervene. So I'm gonna share one of those moments. There was this really intense debate about who is the best Spider-Man. So, I mean, I had to step in because that's ridiculous. We all know that Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man. Thank you. End of discussion, exactly. So at the end of the day, they learned to accept their differences. Whether it was about gender roles or Dr. Pepper, they learned that communication is not always about persuading the other person that they are right or that you are right, but that each of you have a right to your ideas. So they stood by each other, they lifted each other up, and they drove each other absolutely crazy like all siblings do. I am so proud to be the Honors Southwest mama. So because I love these guys so much and I really want to share some of the things that they've done, I had my son put a video together. So I'm gonna show the little video, but just keep in mind, it really cannot do justice to all the things that these students have contributed to make the Honors College experience at Southwest the best that it can possibly be. They have been instrumental in recruiting a full, slightly over full, rising sophomore cohort that just has a very high bar to live up to next academic year. Michaela. They have, as the representative who's here from the freshman class, they have lobbied on behalf of HCC students and future honors cohorts to get equitable resources and space so that everyone can live up to their fullest potential. I invite you now to share some glimpses of the journey of the Honors College Southwest sophomores from Houston to Puebla and back.
The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Southwest Honors College. Its 2-year mission, to explore strange new majors, to seek out new learning and service opportunities, to boldly go where some other honor students have gone before.
If you're
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go.
So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
Please come line up. ABC order, come line up. Chiamaka Joanne Agubueze. Alisina Amadi. Ali Anwar. Brianna Hernandez. Maria Lakani. Naya Luke Lovick. Carol Martinez. Alexander Rathjen. Dua Tanvir. Juan Book, or as we know him, Paul Tran. Manuel Villegas Oriano. Thank you.
Okay, we're coming to the end of our program. It's not over yet. To me, this is the best part. But we are having one student from each college share his or her perspectives on being an honors college student. So if you look at your program, you will see who the designated speakers are. And we might need to give them a minute because I have a pretty big group of students over there taking their picture. And I want to say after the event, they're not kicking us out of the room immediately. If you want to see other people and do pictures together with somebody else we want to encourage that. We got to pay for these balloons, right? These balloons cost some money, so we need to have a lot of pictures in front of these beautiful balloons. So at any rate, our first speaker will be Ensikan Ukpana, our wonderful recipient who's going to Emerson College, and she will be the Central College representative for the pictures. So Ensikan.
Okay. Hello, everyone. All right. So I had some time to think about this speech, whether it should be funny, emotional, or casual. I wanted my words to resonate, but also be my own. So I thought I should share it all. My time in the Honors College was by far the best experience of education so far. I came in feeling detached and isolated, not only due to COVID, but also my depression. I'm sure there are many who understand the hurdles you have to go through to persevere mental health. I believe God presented me with this opportunity to come here on a random day in February before the world went to, and you know how to finish that sentence. I consider it a blessing in disguise when I applied and got in. I say disguise because I did not know what to expect. As you all know, I cannot read the future, what it entails and has in store for me, the people I would meet and the places I would go, but most of all, the changes would witness in myself. Sure, I still struggle with mental health and procrastination, but I feel so much better. I may not be all too sure where I will land in 6 months or 6 years, heck, even 6 minutes. But if the Honors College has taught me something, I will land with grace, ease, and stability. I never felt so proud of myself as a person, a scholar, and future leader of this world. The friendships I have met here have been the most beautiful thing I could ever been a part of. Now, I could go on and on and on about all the beauty that is the Honors College, but I have some people I want to recognize. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being so adamant to come to HCC. I would have missed the present that lay within its walls. Thank Aunt Lois, hello, for pushing me to reach for higher achievements in my life. Okay. Dr. Rangel, thank you for your passionate nature and tenacity to get your students where they need to go. I think many of us don't appreciate it enough. How you're able to juggle so many things at the end of the day is beyond me. But I think your God given superpower. I hope you continue to inspire the next generation and those around you with your words and sarcasm. Dr. Mejia, thank you so much for your time these past 2 years and your willingness to help navigate my options, whether from my career or life fulfillment. I promise to mention you in my acknowledgement of my first published novel. Now, the next people might chirp at me for calling them out in public. To Ben and Natalia, I know Dr. Rangel set us up as a blind friendship since we were the only ones that talked in class. No shade at all to anybody. I must, after this summer, no longer be your Uber driver, which brings me, which brings me to my next point, which is my gas money. Anyway, anyways, I cherish y'all trusting me. Oh, no. I cherish y'all trusting me getting into the car with me. The shenanigans and the complaining we do together. Again, just the tea and no shade. I know I rarely say this, but I love y'all and will miss y'all when I'm up in Boston. We can talk more after this. I also want to mention Nina. You are a sweet and intelligent young woman. Plus, you are my only major friend, English major friend here. I am grateful to have met you, and you have been a great addition to our trio. I appreciate seeing how happy you make my friend. Cheers to you. Most importantly, and I will do this, Sonia, you're still a knucklehead. I miss you. I'll miss you and Wendy. Now that I've got that out of the way, to my cohort, I hope you enjoy life, both its simple and complex intricacies. You each have a story that is your own and a voice that characterizes it. Please remember that. I have a saying that I have since I was in kindergarten that I thought of. Nothing lasts forever, so love and find love when you have it. Time is precious and magnificent, but also turbulent and harsh. Find beauty in any facet you pursue at any point in your life. Thank you for your time.
Elias Lilienfeld. I want to recognize that his parents have probably come the furthest of any parents in this room from Bolivia. Now, he's not our first Bolivian student, but to have your parents come up for your graduation and your recognition, that is quite admirable. And thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, Dr. Peters. And thank you, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates for being here today. It's an honor to celebrate this milestone with all of you. I'm grateful for having the privilege of standing here in front of you today, representing the Northwestern Honors Cohort. For those who don't know me, my name is Elias Lilienfeld, and I come from Bolivia, and my dream is to be a journalist. I came to the US with that goal, to which I'm getting closer thanks to the Honors College here at HCC. As you know, we started this journey by having online classes due to the pandemic. Yet, we ended up having a wonderful experience together in Puebla, except for the arrival flight in Mexico City, which I almost died. The trip allowed me to meet amazing people from other cohorts. And in that moment, I realized how lucky and blessed I was to have been part of the Honors College program. Thanks to the Honors College, I had the opportunity to travel to Mexico. I never imagined myself walking through the historic center of Puebla, climbing up the pyramids in Teotihuacan, seeing the magnificent paintings and architecture of colonial churches, or eating crispy bugs in the middle of a small market. The experiences we had in Mexico and all the people I connected with will be part of me forever, and for that I am thankful. And I am forever grateful to the Honors College. Beyond paying for our studies and our books, which I greatly appreciate, uh, the Honors College has helped me connect with outstanding people who have helped me become a better person. The excellent professors and both the current Northwestern director, Dr. Williams, and the previous and former director, Daniel Flores, have helped me become the best student I could be. Being part of the Honors College was a privilege and a source of pride for me and my family. I only have words of gratitude for all the faculty that are part of the Honors College and that has made this program such a special and important place for all of us. I wish my fellow graduates much success in their future endeavors. I am sure they will be just outstanding as they are now. I want to share with you a stanza from my favorite poem, Invictus, by William Ernest Henley. Although life sometimes puts obstacles in our way, I always find strength and motivation in these words. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is from Northeast College, Ben Nachuku. I take a special interest in this young man because when we opened our applications, we didn't have a director yet. So he put in his application, and he and I had several long phone conversations and email conversations, and I thought, this is the young man we want. And so he's actually the first person admitted to the Northeast Honors College. And I'm so glad I got a chance to do it. Come up here.
Good afternoon to the member of the HCC Board of Trustees, Chancellor Maldonado, the college presidents, the deans, the directors, and the professors present today. To our families and friends, and my fellow graduates, thank you for attending today's honors banquet. I remember being an incoming freshman like it was yesterday, as I'm sure many of you do. Despite our disbelief, 2 years later, we are standing here, bless you, at the finish line. Whether graduating or transferring, it is undeniable that today HCC bids farewell to a fine group of students. Just like the first day, I met many of you, again, over Zoom calls. I know that you will go on to do great things. You may be wondering, what do I mean by greatness? Let me start from the beginning. My name is Benjamin Wachuku, okay? My childhood memories belong to a coastal city in the west of Africa, in Port Harcourt, Nigeria. I spent 16 unforgettable years learning how to be and learning how to be a better student too. It was never easy, and I will always be grateful. That is why I'm here to talk about Nigeria and the Honors College. However, wherever you come from, whether the furthest corner of the world where you were raised up, I am sure it has also let you down. For me, this letdown came in the form of unpaid school fees. I was assigned hours of detention for failing to meet tuition deadlines that I had no way or means of financing. and I was reminded of this quite often. As I grew, so did my brothers, and their school uniforms soon became mine. When I could not afford new ones, I wore their baggy uniforms, belted at the waist to keep my pants from falling, to every single one of my 17 classes. This is the standard curriculum in Nigeria, and this is still a standard in my mind. In Nigeria, I learned to wash those uniforms by hand. I preserved them through power outages, and today I have persevered. Though not seeing my father in 3 years, he is still back home. Today, I am sure my future and my goals, but I did not do it alone. I have discovered that a substantial part of greatness is just that, not doing it alone. First, I would like to say a huge thank you to the Honors College. Upon entering HCC, I was welcomed with open arms to this diverse cohort. And through the generous funding of my education, I was able to fully focus on my studies. So much so that yesterday I graduated with an associate's degree in health science with highest honors. Thank you. As the Honors Club co-president at the Northline campus, I was given the opportunity to take on a leadership role and develop skills that would enrich my professional endeavors as a nurse. I gained a deeper understanding of the importance of teamwork and community service, which I will carry with me into the next chapter of my life. To the Honors College, once again, I thank you for your kindness. Second, I would like to thank my family in every oversized uniform and every grade passed before me by my brothers. I see the impact of the wonderful woman that raised and nurtured me today. As she joins me, hello, Mama. I see the impact of my father, who has gifted us with his invaluable guidance along the way. Every day, they continue to inspire me and propel me to greater heights. To my mother, who is sitting here today, and to my father, who is proud of me, an ocean away, thank you for instilling greatness within me and fighting for my education. To my brothers who supported me by moving down to Houston upon my acceptance into the Honors College, I am grateful for the sacrifice you have made, for paying rent, driving me to honors events, getting me everywhere I need to go. I am grateful. You helped me get here today, literally. I am grateful to have brothers who handed down their clothes to me in times of trouble. To my friends, Insikan and Natalia, thank you for the plenty Uber rides, the company, and hanging out with me and everything you did. To my girlfriend, Nina, my partner in crime, whom I also met through the Honors College, thank you for your love, care, and support. Thank you for always being proud of me and staying up with me till 4 a.m. working on this. I cannot thank you enough. Third, I would like to thank our professors. Thank you, Dr. Peters, who conducted my honors college interview and opened every door for me at HEC. To Dr. Ward for being a brilliant teacher, to Dr. Rex for giving me my first B in college and absolutely obliterating my GPA. Thank you. To Professor Cross, my honors college director at Northline, for encouraging me to take A classes this semester, which I did successfully. You are a wonderful director and an amazing mother to your daughter. To Dr. Rangel, the honors college director at Central, for always being on my case when I'm late. I was early today. Thank you for being an amazing director who pushes his students to reach their full potential, for being a rock and being so easy to talk to, and for making the Honors College feel more like a home. You introduced me to Phi Theta Kappa and changed my life as a student. I cannot thank you enough. Last but not the least, I want to thank every Honors College student in attendance today. We took classes, overcame obstacles and challenges, applied for transfers, and graduation together. Having your company throughout this journey has been a source of great joy and encouragement. Wherever you are headed after exiting these doors, is a result of your hard work and determination. If you take anything I'm saying with you, remember the greatness is in your spirit. It fuels and it fuels the perseverance required to achieve goals and overcome struggles. Today, you achieved a goal and overcame a struggle. Anywhere I go in life, I would carry the fighting spirit of my home country. Wherever you come from, wherever you go, bring with you greatness along with you. I can say with certainty that although I did not earn my seat in the detention hall, I earned my seat here today, and I know you did too. This afternoon, I look upon greatness as an overcoming. It stares back at me, it stares back at all of us, and it stares back with the knowledge that it has finally met its match. Thank you to this fine institution, to all my friends, family, faculty, and I thank you for your time.
Our next speaker is Giselle Guzman, representing Southeast College.
Thank you, Dr. Peters. Good afternoon, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. I want to start off by congratulating each one of you for this big achievement. It is such an honor and great pleasure to share this excitement and joy as we close this chapter in our lives. I never thought that these 2 years at HCC were going to go by so fast. I still remember the day when Dr. Holland called me giving me more information about the Honors College program. I had started my application, but when she called me, it wasn't finished yet because I didn't know whether to apply or not. I knew that being an honors student was going to be a big commitment and a big challenge for me because I used to be a person that didn't like to challenge herself. I would always go for things that were in my comfort zone. But then I realized that living life without challenges wasn't going to help me grow at all. And it was going to be quite boring also. And all I can say is that this was the best decision I would ever made. The Honors College program helped me overcome my weaknesses and showed me that I'm capable of doing things that I put myself into. It pushed me to do things that I never thought of doing, such as taking a high position in the honors club, or becoming a mentor, or traveling without my family for the first time and experiencing the scariest flight I've ever been on. As honor students, we have the privilege to take opportunities that will help us grow personally and academically. One of the things that I like about this program is that it provides support to their students. There were times when I felt lost and wasn't sure if I was taking the right path, and I'm pretty sure some of y'all can relate. However, I never felt alone. I knew that the support from my director, advisors, and classmates. So I want to give thanks to all of the directors for always being there for us and giving us advice. Another thing that I like about the honors program was that they gave us the opportunity to study abroad. I'm glad that we got to visit Puebla, Mexico. This city showed me some of the many characteristics that makes Mexican culture unique. Something that caught my attention was the passion of the people when they were telling us about the history behind their churches and monuments. I feel like it made people feel connected to the culture even more. On this trip, I also got to meet amazing people. When I look back at my 467 pictures and videos in my camera roll, it makes me miss those funny and great moments we had together. I miss visiting museums, making food, and playing volleyball with you guys. Some of you might be thinking, that's too many pictures. But for me, those pictures and videos are so valuable because it captures moments that we only experience once in a lifetime. This adventure taught me to cherish every little moment in life. Therefore, what I take from my journey in the Honors College is all the memories that I made with everyone. Now that we're about to end this chapter in our lives and start a new one, I wish you nothing but the best. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. I hope that you all keep following your dreams and remember that every challenge in your life is what's going to make you even more stronger. May God bless you all, and I wish you success in your future life. Thank you.
Our final speaker is Maria Lacani, representing Southwest College.
Thank you, Dr. Peters. Good afternoon, y'all. It's so great to see us together in one room after so long. It's been ages. What a week. Finals, our commencement ceremony, our special luncheon today, and Mother's Day weekend. By the way, Mom, my graduation is my Mother's Day present to you. Just kidding, Mama. Like all my assignments, I wrote this speech last minute, but don't worry, the pressure gave me the adrenaline to spit bars. When we all joined the Honors College, we were individually textiles of different regions, each carrying a unique weave, color, or pattern, our tenacity, intellects, and whether or not we pour milk first. A group of 15 or so quirky strangers, soon to be close friends and traveling buddies. But at the beginning, we were just that, bits and pieces of varying fabric with no connection to each other whatsoever. Color and pattern sprawled about, aimlessly. Since then, we have experienced so much with one another, learning ways to combine our textiles into a beautiful masterpiece, sweating in the back of the Second Mile warehouse for 2 hours, followed by the Dairy Queen cool down where we talk about our NGO projects for EDUC, sharing food or crying in the honors lounge, listening to one another bicker about all the assignments left for last minute, or even having insightful conversations about philosophy. Yelling at each other to apply for positions in schools we don't think we're good enough for, applauding for the last person to walk into Dr. Spear's class, having a blast watching each other's digital storytelling projects in humanities, from exploring the halls of Scarcella to navigating the streets of Puebla, laughing our butts off in the back of the bumpy bus returning to UDLAP after Lucha Libre, followed by a long night of deep talks on the lawn. The list is endless, and these memories have bound us together. As we're moving towards sewing the quilt of our next journey, I'd like to take a moment to express our gratitude to those who have helped us get here. All of our professors and mentors have been the guiding hands that have helped navigate us in the tough times, providing us with the necessary tools and skills to succeed. They've helped shape the way that we look at the world and approach new challenges. Our friends and family for providing encouragement and support, and our pets for after-school cuddles. Dr. N, who provided us the platform to explore our curiosities and grow as much as possible, who gave us the power to feel like the sky is the limit, served as a thread that kept us together. I can't recall how many times I've walked into her office to talk to her about my career crisis, and every single time she sent me out with wisdom that served as an unwavering compass. Dr. N, you have done so much for our cohort and have gone to great lengths for us. I don't even think words can describe how much you mean to all of us. The endless time that you've given us, the patience that you've kept as we've debated over the silliest things, being our support and safe space, these have never gone unnoticed. The strongest thread to ever exist curated such a strong cohort, bringing together fabrics to create an eclectic masterpiece celebrating diversity. It is with a heavy heart that I give this speech because it signifies an end, a farewell to the people I've grown so close to over the past 2 years. I didn't anticipate being a little emotional about saying goodbye, but it's only appropriate, knowing that the new friendships we'll create will not compare to the bond that we share. My connections I made here have set the bar high, like really high, for friends and mentors alike. I aspire to carry the kind-hearted and strong-willed qualities of my fellow Eagles. However, it is a bittersweet feeling because although we're splitting paths, we're moving on to bigger and better things. I hope that you look back on these 2 years and think of them as a foundation of your educational career. We learned so much together, both inside and outside the classroom. We empowered one another to work towards our passion, and most importantly, we created such beautiful relationships with one another. 20, 30 years from now, I know that wherever I'll be, I'll forever be grateful for such a strong cohort, because this is where it started for me. I learned to advocate for myself and challenge the norm because you all have taught me that it is okay to do so. And even though I don't exactly know where I'll be this fall, I'm confident that wherever I go, I will bring along the swatches of the fabrics that I found in the Honors College. As we part our ways and disassemble the giant quilt we crafted together, the memory of each seam lives on within us. We will face new challenges and experiences, but we will do so with the knowledge we have acquired during our time together. I'm so proud of all of us, and I'm thankful that our paths have crossed. One of the best pieces of advice I've heard from Mama and Papa, "Aakhri waqt tak umeed mat chhodna." Don't lose hope, even in the last moment. Just when you think your parents can't get any more dramatic, their words continue to ring true in any aspect of my life. This is your president signing out. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming this afternoon, and you're welcome to stay around. We have some taking down of some of the room, but I know in the past everyone has enjoyed, using the balloon background for more pictures and stuff like that. So I encourage you to do that and enjoy that time. And this has been a long weekend. For graduation weekend, we always have a lot of activities, and I know everyone's probably pretty whipped. But again, thank you so much for being here and supporting these wonderful kids. You can see why we all love our jobs. They're just worth it in every imaginable way. So drive home safely, enjoy Mother's Day weekend, and everybody give each other an extra hug. Thank you.